Good day, friends. This is Robert West. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. The topic of this video is Antonio Brown, former NFL wide receiver great, is now wanted for attempted murder in the state of Florida. Before we start, just want to thank all the new viewers to the channel. Really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It's free of charge, helps the channel grow a little bit, and gets the information out there. This is kind of a sad story. I am a football fan. Not a crazy football fan, but a football fan nonetheless. And well, let's talk about Antonio Brown. So Antonio Brown was one of the best NFL wide receivers in modern times and maybe in history. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers for several years. That's the team that I believe he started with. And him and Ben Roethlisberger won a lot of games together. But after a period of time, he became, I would say, a little bit disjointed, isolated, not so willing to play by team rules. And I think if you remember one time while their coach, Mike Tomlin, was giving an in-locker room speech, Brown jumps on Facebook Live and basically streams the meeting live, which really, really, really rubbed Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers the wrong way. So they eventually get rid of him. And he goes to, I'm trying to remember the order, but he goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady basically recruits him. And they win a championship in Tampa Bay. Championship. First year, Brady's the quarterback. The year before that, they were a 500 team. This is when they were playing 16 games, 16-game season. So I believe they were 8-8 under their previous quarterback. And with Antonio Brown, they win the Super Bowl. Now, Antonio Brown just doesn't seem like he wants to follow the stringent rules of being a teammate. And eventually, I might be missing some. He might have went to the Patriots and got canned first, and then went to the Buccaneers. At one point, he was supposed to go with the Raiders, had a nice contract, and blew that up. And he lost like $30 million. I mean, so there's a long history of this guy having troubles. But he helped that Tampa Bay team win that Super Bowl. And that's one of his biggest accomplishments as an NFL star. He has had troubles once he's retired from the NFL. Had troubles with the law, brushes with the law. Nothing so serious as an attempted murder charge, but supposedly, allegedly fired off a gun to protect himself. I'm not sure if he hit anybody. Because the story came out a while ago, and I wanted to do a story about it, but we hadn't yet transitioned the channel a little bit to more news. So I didn't think it was the right time, but it came up the other day, and they're looking for him in Florida. The incident happens around Miami, and he's out of the country, and he was saying crazy stuff like, now now my baby mama's got to go and get a damn job or something to that effect. So I think it's pretty clear he's got some mental health issues. It's kind of sad because his legacy is going to be poisoned by all these off the field antics. This is not an accurate comparison, but Terrell Owens, the now Hall of Fame wide receiver who played for San Francisco and the Cowboys and the Eagles, he had some issues in the locker room. He was known as, some people called him a divider of the locker room. Some people called him a uniter of the locker room. And because of that, I don't think he got into the Hall of Fame until his third attempt. And this guy, as a receiver, right up there with the best. You know, right up there with the best. And, you know, he seems like a very nice guy. Of course, I've never met him, but he comes across well. But, you know, those issues marred his legacy a little bit. But he did get into the Hall of Fame. He's deserving. His numbers reflect that. Now let's look at Antonio Brown. It seems like the voters for the Hall of Fame in the NFL are starting to weigh more and more the personal conduct off the field of these players. I would say, based on the trend, that Antonio Brown, one of the best wide receivers in the history of the NFL, has a very high probability of not getting into the Hall of Fame. It's sad because this man, for many years, performed at a level better than most. He helped the Steelers win a lot of games. He helped the Buccaneers win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. And he was just that good. But his personal stuff just interfered with him being great all around. So it's pretty sad. I mean, now he's wanted for attempted murder. If they get their hands on him, he'll be extradited back to the United States. And most likely, you know, he's at risk of going to prison for a long time if he's convicted of what they claim he did. It's just sad. I hope Antonio Brown somehow, some way, gets some help. Whether it's talking with somebody, whether it's talking with somebody in medication or just medication. Because right now, there's something not right with this guy. And it's a shame because this guy could have had a hell of a post-NFL career. He could have been on one of those Sunday shows. He could have been a coach. The sky was the limit. I think he's burned all those bridges, and the team would never offer him a job. But he has children out there. He needs to set an example for his children. He needs to pay his child support. And frankly, I don't think he'll ever be able to because no one wants to employ him. Because if you have to rely on him to do something, he's no longer reliable. So it's sad, but he was one of my favorite receivers in the NFL while he played. Unfortunately, he had some troubles, and it's really all I can say about it, but it's really a sad story. And I'd like to see him, you know, do better in life and at least find some peace, because he doesn't seem like he has any peace in his life. He's running into these crazy situations over and over and over again. And, but if a person doesn't want help, no matter how much you try to force it on them, they're not going to get help. So anyway, guys, it's a little bit of a sad one, a little bit of a different twist for the channel. It's not something I'm going to do a lot of, but once in a while, I'll take a little bit of a liberty and talk about one of my favorite players from the past. That's it for this one, guys. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Feel free to like, comment, share. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you in the next video.